Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Let's find the right button here. There we go. It's my first time streaming. Don't expect me to know where everything's going. When I was a younger guy, women were frisky. That's the way I'd put it. Women were frisky. You know, they'd allude to things. They'd hint at things. The easy women of the high school and military and other things, you know, they'd kind of let you know after a little bit that maybe they were interested and you might be able to hook up to them. Now, granted, this is in the olden days of the 1990s and even late 1990s. And today, I am 100% sure that women have genuinely lost touch with all reality. They don't know what makes men tick. They think they do. But because their lives are entirely online now, which is the dating, they get attention from dating profiles by the more skin that they show, and they get more attention on their social media by the more skin that they show, and they promote their OnlyFools work by the dirtier and raunchier they are. And so, of course, that makes them money. And now they're boiling down to what gives me money, what gives me attention, what gives me the clicks, what gives me the social validation, what fills my narcissism. And when normal guys, which I know there's some of you feet guys out there, you're not an armpit dudes. You're not normal human beings. I don't care what you say. If you're into feet and armpits, you're not a normal dude. But other than that, other than those guys, the rest of you guys that are out there that are normal dudes, many of you will probably look at this the same way I do. And you say, these women are dirty and broken. There's no other word to use than dirty and broken. That's just all they are. They're gross. They're gross. Because if men acted the same way, I think there would be a national inquiry, a global inquiry into what the hell's wrong with men. That's how these women are. Whether they're faking it to sell their content or they're being realistic, it's gross. And they're making women as a whole look gross. And when enough women make enough women look gross, you start to think, hey, women are dirty and broken. They're gross. First video, this just came up on my news feed literally 40 minutes ago. I want to play this. I'm going to play a lot of these clips, just so you know. This is Horrible Women in Review, 2025 edition, brand new 2025 edition. Because I don't know why they're doing. I mean, I do. We keep saying it's narcissism, it's validation, but somewhere along the line, women have just gotten broken, and they don't understand what men want. Real men, good men that want to get married and have families, and not that that's a good idea, but men still want to do it. They lost the plot. I want you to listen to this woman and listen to how flippant she is and listen to her body count. There's a reason why now guys say it is better, cheaper, and the odds of you catching something from a professional is like less likely. You're less likely to catch something from a professional that sleeps with people for money than you are from some of these skanks that are in the dating world and that are going to these bars. Listen to this woman. Just it's a minute. Ugh.
My body count is 1,572, and so I don't think body count should matter, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I've heard a lot of numbers, and it just doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Are you speechless?
Yeah, just kind of said you're...
Excuse me, you can't shame people because of their body count.
1,500, whatever the...
72.
That's insane. I'm gonna keep it real.
Just say you're jealous.
Yeah, I'm so jealous.
I don't think being a virgin matters because, again, same with body count, like it doesn't really affect anything. But I feel like there is a stigma around like once you take someone's virginity, like they're obsessed and crazy about you. So
she said the quiet part out loud. She just verified everything we men keep saying when we say we want a woman with a low body count or no body count. She said it. If a guy takes that from a woman, she's crazy about him and she is madly in love with him. Yeah, that's what guys want.
But I feel like there is a stigma around like once you take someone's virginity, like they're obsessed and crazy about you. So maybe that would kind of make me not want to do that.
I mean, you could teach me some things. I don't think I would be crazy over you, but...
I mean, you can also use Google and learn a lot.
God, she's dodging me left and right. My body count's 0, but I wouldn't say body count really matters to me. Unless you're in the double digits, then that's crazy.
Oh, it's okay. I'm in quadruple digits, so we're good.
Yeah.
This young guy, let me just bring it back here and kind of pause it on him for a second.
Say body.
I'm just going to click the watch again so it disappears. Look, this guy looks like most of us guys in high school did, right? He's got the little bit of acne on his face. He's not a horrible looking guy. He's got a kind of a modern haircut. He's definitely got the I don't give an F. Guys like this had girlfriends when I was in high school. I mean, you know, they had somebody at least. And here this guy has nobody, and he's getting shaded on by a woman with a body count of 1,572. How do you think that makes him look at the world? How do you think as a young man, you're like, I can't get a woman to look at me. I can't get a woman to touch me. I can't get a girlfriend. I'd say objectively, they're probably on par when it comes to looks. And he's like, I can't get anybody to glance my way. But in the meantime, Miss 1,572, where she couldn't tell you, I mean, 10% of that number would be 157 guys. She couldn't tell you 1%. 1% would be 15 names. Maybe she could tell you 1% of the men she slept with. Maybe she could say 1% of their names. So a woman that can't remember 1% of the men she slept with shades a dude who's never been with a woman. And this guy's not that bad. Do you understand why this kid here, I call him a kid, I don't mean to, he's a young man. Do you understand why this young man gives up on women, gives up on dating? He's like, damn, I can't even get the town to take a turn on me. And would he want her as a girlfriend? Maybe for a short while because she would put out and he's never had it before. And so I'm sure for 6 months he'd be banging her 4 times a day because he's 18 years old and the T's high and he wants to have a good time. So yeah, I'm sure he would be banging that 4 times, 5 times a day until one day he wakes up and he realizes he's itching all the time and then he'd probably move on. Or if he got interest from any other woman. This is a post posted by Women Being Awful. This is a great account to follow on Twitter or X if you're over there. He's got 300,000 followers. It's actual cases of women being horrible, memes, cringe, and more. Good account. I am promoting this. This has 15,000 likes on it. And it's a woman being awful. I've got the video here. We're going to play it. I'm going to full screen it because there's one small critical point I want you to catch when we watch this video. There's one thing I want you to catch. There's one point in this video that I want you to catch. Before we do the full video here, it's only a minute and a half. Before we do the full video, let's hear from today's sponsor. With all the recent data breaches of private businesses and government agencies, you need a way to protect yourself, and that's where Aura comes in. Aura is a digital identity theft and protection monitoring system designed to alert you to data breaches that compromise your identity online. This includes monitoring all 3 of the credit bureaus for any changes in your credit score, as well as the dark web, which is where your leaked information is available for purchase by hackers and foreign governments. It's even been verified to catch more dark web breaches than any other big-name companies like LifeLock and Identity Force. Aura also has tools to help you remove any information that's been breached and has a threat resolution team based here in the United States that provides 24/7 customer support. They'll walk you step by step through the recovery process should your data be leaked and you need assistance in removal. Aura also has password managers, spam call and credit monitoring, antivirus, and a VPN so you're protected while browsing the web either on your computer or using your phone. It's super simple to get started today. Go to aura.com/BetterBachelor. Just enter your email and create a unique password. So stop leaving yourself vulnerable to data breaches. Go to today's sponsor, aura.com/BetterBachelor, to get a 14-day free trial and see if any of your data has been exposed. You know, the irony of this, right? Let me do the TV overlay again. The irony of this, is today's sponsor helps protect you, like on a VPN, and they credit monitor and they make sure if your data's been breached. They also have virus protection. I would suggest if you have virus protection, enable it now before watching this video, because this woman is so dirty. The odds of you catching something across your computer screen are very high. I mean that literally. Now, here's the thing. There's something that comes in the last quarter of this video. I don't want to give it away. I want to see if you catch it. For the sharp-eyed, you'll catch the little giveaway, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
This is my communal finish rag. Yes, I know that's really disgusting, but any guy that comes into my car and we take part in any extra activities, they use that rag to clean up with after. I'm pretty sure this is like some random guy's boxers that have just been left in my car, and over time it has just become the go-to rag to clean up the mess. But it's been in my car for the last 4 years, and every guy has used it.
Women today now are just coming straight out and telling you, I'm dirty, I'm vile, and I'm gross. Now, subscribe to my OnlyFools content or follow me on social media. Now, there are men that will. That's the irony of this. But those men, honestly, are losers. And this is a genuine question. Please let me know in the comments if you have any idea, because all I can come up with is narcissistic entitlement and attention and OnlyFools money. I just do not understand what broke women like this. I really don't. Okay, now pay attention. Remember, there's a little giveaway coming up I think you'll find amusing.
And I've never cleaned it. And I know it's really gross, but I feel like it's kind of like my little medal. I don't know. You know, like they always say, like cereal have like a medal to show what they've done. This is mine. It's really crusty and gross, and it's probably really unhygienic to share cleanup rags, but no one's ever complained. So I will continue to use my communal rag. So if you ever find yourself in the back seats of my car, just know that this will come out at the end, and do not be shocked or alarmed. I'd say literally at least like 15 guys have used that rag. That's so gross.
She knows it's gross. She's laughing about it. And now we're going to go back and we'll see if you caught it. I see a couple people in chat saying they caught it. Yeah, you guys caught it. For those of you that are keen-eyed, you'll spot it right here. I'll turn on the audio here. You'll see it right. Right there's the old scratchy, scratch. Oh, gee, she has the gift that keeps on giving, I bet you.
Complained, so I will continue to use my communal rag.
Now, I don't know about you, but I edit my videos on YouTube. You guys know that, because I'll edit out like that sneeze that I just had. I usually edit out stuff like that. Or if I clear my throat, or I do, a lot of times I'll edit it, or I just edit out full entire paragraphs because I'm shortening it for time for YouTube. I don't know about you, but if I had a really bad itch, I'd probably lean forward, pause the camera, and then say, sorry, I'm back. There was an airplane going overhead and you couldn't hear. I would not be showing myself scratching my gift that keeps on giving on video. I don't know about you. But that's not the last one. We have more to talk about. We have more. If you guys remember, there was a video that I played here about a year and a half ago of this married woman who was a prison officer. And for those of you on YouTube, you didn't see the video because I had to edit out the video. She was literally in a jail cell, letting a prisoner hit it from behind, shall we say. While she was in her prison uniform at work, a prisoner had pulled down her pants and was tapping it from behind while his roommate, cellmate, while his cellmate was filming and laughing at the situation, and she let him raw dog it and finish. Not on, not around, but in. If I'm a guy or a person that gets caught on video doing something dirty and gross, I would hide from it. I would hang my head in shame. I would be quiet. I'd hope my name would go away into the history books. But this woman had to come out and make a video shaming the people that were shaming her.
And lastly, I wanted to tell you all that you do not know my side of the story. The media has a great way of getting a narrative and twisting it for its own benefit. The media love any story to be salacious and sensational, and they sensationalize everything. You don't know my side of the story, and we'll leave it as that for now.
So, as with all women, she decides to step up to the plate and obviously take accountability for her actions. Oh, no, wait. She blames it on the media for sensationalizing the story. Now, let's be clear about this. This is her, in this picture, looking back past the prisoner that is getting to fold her over like a piece of origami and rearrange her. She's looking here over his shoulder at the other prisoner taking the video. And she knows she's going on camera as a married woman banging a prisoner, and then she comes out and says, well, the media is just overhyping it and sensationalizing it. Bitch, you're on camera getting railed by a prisoner in a jail that you work at. There is no sensationalizing anything. There is no overhyping it. You're on video in 4D Technicolor, high-res definition on the internet forever. And they can't take accountability for anything. But there's more. If you remember the video I did, what was it, last month, I guess? Maybe 3-4 weeks ago. The OnlyFools star Lily Phillips, who bedded 101 men in a day. And she went viral. And then everybody felt so bad for her. Oh, this poor girl. I really do feel bad for her. I genuinely mean that. She's broken. She's broken and she's dirty. If you notice, there is a theme today of dirty and broken women. She's dirty and she's broken. And when you're broken, you don't know that you're also dirty and broken. After that, and everybody's feeling bad for her, she came out a day or two later and was bragging how she was going to do 1,000 men and how she was going to make it work out. Well, now she's come out, and this is from just a day ago. OnlyFools star says she doesn't know what respect is anymore. That's right. She doesn't know what it means to be respected. She doesn't know what it means to respect yourself. She doesn't know what it means to respect somebody else. This is mental illness. Lily Phillips has admitted she doesn't know what self-respect means anymore after bedding 101 men in just one day. Speaking to the Shizu show, the 23-year-old made the sad confession to podcast host Shizzo, who has over 35 million views on TikTok. Imagine bragging to 35 million people that not only did you sleep with 101 people in a day, men in a day, but that you don't understand what self-respect means. And she's 23 years old. How broken is she for the next 40, 50, 60 years, however long she lives until all her VDs kill her? The young woman, who has banked well over $4 million thanks to her OnlyFools career and is now on a mission to bed 1,000 men in one day, claimed that her self-respect is out the window, The Sun reports. When asked about her self-respect, Lily, who previously opened up on receiving threats to end her and getting screamed at all in the street by angry girlfriends, etc., said none of it, mate, out the window. Imagine, there's internet talk and then there's real talk, right? Internet talk is, she's dirty. I'd never touch a woman because her eyebrows are too well manicured and she has too much makeup on, and et cetera, et cetera. The reality, if we're real speak about most average men, most average guys that see a woman that looks like this, even without her makeup on, would find her attractive enough to be a girlfriend. This is just real talk. I know a lot of guys out there like, this, that. Look, even without her makeup on, she's got nice straight teeth. She's not that bad looking. I think even without the makeup, there's a lot of guys that would say, I wouldn't mind a girl that looks like this. I'd have a girlfriend that looks like this, with or without the makeup. But the moment this 23-year-old does this, she's destined for only one type of man for the rest of her life. And that guy is going to be gross, and he's going to be dirty, and he's going to be weird. There's not the banker. There's not the I don't know, Wall Street executive that is going to want to show up at parties and introduce this person as the mother of his children. She has destined herself all for the money and the fame and the rest of it. The millionaire model, who's eager to break the world record by sleeping with 1,000 men in 24 hours, then added, I don't even know what self-respect means at this point. Well, no shit. The British worker who did a test run back late October when she bedded 101 men in 24 hours in a 2-bedroom apartment in central London said she'd rented an Airbnb. I just don't think I know the meaning of it. The self-proclaimed bubbly, beautiful, articulate, and immaculately mannered girl who posts everything from sneaky peeks to full-blown spice on her hugely lucrative OnlyFools account earns over 6 figures a month and employs 8 staff, all women. She stressed, I respect myself, I guess. No, you don't. And I know that because, number one, you said you don't know what self-respect is 4 seconds earlier. And number two, you let 101 strange men plow you. And no, you did not use protection at all times. Not only this, but the influencer recently broke down in tears on a documentary by filmmaker Joshua Pieters also admitted, obviously I wanted the content to sell well and stuff like that. She's broken. She's gross. And yet, like all things, now I'll give her this much, at least she's not blaming other people. Yet. Because she's still making the money and still making the content. But at a certain age, when she can't make the money anymore and she isn't making the content anymore, she's going to say, I blamed pressure. I was blamed by, or I felt pressured to do this because of expectations of society and the male gaze and the attention from men, and it's men's fault. That's where we're going to be in 10 years. Let's see, she's 23 now, 15 years. That's where we'll be when she's 38 and she's earned all her millions, and then she's blown through all the millions because she's like most people and they don't save it or to do anything productive with it. She'll turn around and blame it on the male gaze and the patriarchy and the societal expectations that men have put in place. She will take no accountability up for it. You know it. The same, this other one that's been in many of the videos with her, Bonnie Blue, she's getting, now I talked about this in another video, so I'm just reading the headline on this one. She's getting deported out of countries because she won't stop filming herself doing people in public. So now she's been kicked out of Fiji. Well, she just went viral again yesterday. Because now Bonnie Blue is out. And now, is this one Bonnie Blue or is this one? I think this is this Bonnie Blue or is this? I get them all confused. They're all blonde, they're all slutty, and they're all easy. So it's hard to know. It's hard to know who's who anymore. Anyway, the OnlyFools walks into a Five Guys and she starts trying to make this viral video where she's asking about this guy like, oh, where are the 5 guys? because she walked into a Five Guys burger joint, and she says, I'm looking for the Five Guys. When the employee has no idea what she's talking about, she then asks, would you like to do me? I'd like to give you a review. Now, King says, no, I'm Christian, and I don't want to have anything to do with you. So I'll give him the King Award for that. Although he does say, I'm saving myself for marriage. And as we all know,
smart men don't get married.
Smart men don't get married. All right, here's the clip of this circulating the rounds.
I just wondered, I can't see it on the menu, but where do I get the Five Guys from? The Five Guys. I didn't know if it was like a special room where you can take me out back.
No, I don't think that's happening.
What about after your shift? I mean, I'd want to give you, a good rating.
I'm a Christian man and I'm saving myself for marriage.
I'm asking for what's on the menu, that's all.
Genuinely, I feel like
I know it's really hard to hear because of the background music and everything, but he said, she said, where's the Five Guys? He said, I'm sorry. And then she just basically asked him like, well, you can take me out back. Is there a room out back? He's like, no, I'm not doing that. And then she says, well, what about after your shift? He just says, no, I'm a Christian man. I'm waiting for marriage. Who's the winner of this conversation? The based young man that, now look, we've been told that men can't control themselves and men are horn dogs and men will bang anything that moves. The camera's being filmed from way, way away. So he doesn't see the camera. He doesn't know he's on camera. And here you've got a 23-year-old blonde girl who, again, is not bad looking, talking to this young man saying, hey, you can do me. You got a room out back? We'll do it after work. My place. And he steps up and says, nope, you may not be able to control yourself, but I can control myself. Based young man. And I give all the props to this young guy. Now, I don't think this is, I see what you're saying there, Broken, but I don't think this is a fake conversation. Because again, he's kind of like, what? You can see he's kind of confused. He leans in trying to figure it out. If this were, number one, if this were staged for a fake video, they would have been mic'd up. She would have had a much better microphone on her. And number two, he would have come out with a line. You don't lean and go like, wait, what are you talking about? When you're staging something. I think this is 100% legit.
The Five Guys. I didn't know if it was like a special room where you can take me out back.
No, I don't think that's happening.
What about after your shift? I mean, I'd want to give you, a good rating.
I'm a Christian man and I'm saving myself for marriage.
I'm asking for what's on the menu, that's all.
Genuinely, I feel like I'm doing it right now. I can hand you a menu if you want.
Are you on it?
No, I'm not.
Oh, that's a shame. I just wonder.
And what this does, again, she's doing this to go viral for the Only Fools content and all that stuff. But what this does, ironically, is this is the change that's happening in our culture right now, where it's young men that are saying no. It's young men that are taking a pass. Now, not all guys, because again, if we go back to this awful video up here of this woman with a 1,572 body count, this young guy, now he says body count doesn't matter as long as it's not double digits. And he's kind of laughing because this girl's throwing shade at him and he's got a body count of 0. But understand, he's the one that's chased. Maybe even I'm not even saying that's the way he wants it. Understand though, that he's actually the V card. He's got his V card. This girl's got 1,572 out there. Who's the winner of this scenario? The young man is, whether he knows it or not. I'm sure he feels like a loser that can't get a girl to touch him. But who's the loser here? It's the easy woman. Who's the loser here? Well, the young Chad, who again probably doesn't have, I said young Chad. Actually, I mean to say the young Tyrone. The young Tyrone here, he's the winner. All right, young guy, tall, good looking, athletic. He says, I'm waiting for the right woman. And she comes across as dirty and desperate. I don't care if it's promoting her content or not. She's the loser here. It's men that are learning to now keep themselves in check. It's men learning now to keep it in their pants because these women are out of control. And so it's men that are now saying, You're not worth my time. It used to be the opposite. It genuinely used to be the opposite. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of women today that are just waiting for Chad Chattington, right? The top 10 percenters. And those guys are not waiting for marriage. They're not saving it for anything meaningful. They're out playing the field and they're getting all the punani, right? But the women, it's the women that are over and over and over again throwing themselves at the feet of these men, acting desperate and dirty and gross to try to get the attention of the winners. And number one, yeah, the winners will sleep with them even though they think they're gross. And number two, 80% of men, 70%, maybe even we could even say 60% of men are saying, not for me. You're not worth it. Like, you're too low value for me to even mess with. You're gross. And so I think it's kind of an interesting cultural shift when you see the men not being dogs, not going out there and hitting everything that moves, but are being selective, saying, no, you're gross. You're dirty. You're not worth my time. It used to be the women that said that. Now it's the guys. Now it's the guys showing some selectivity. Now, so I don't know if that was, does Colin even say who it is? I don't know if he says it's Lily or if it's this other one. But anyway, this Bonnie Blue, she talks about being a guinea pig for young guys that are barely of age, out of college, barely legal students. Controversial OnlyFools creator Bonnie Blue, real name Tia Billinger, has suggested that she wants these young gentlemen to use her as a guinea pig so they can learn about the bedroom. You know, when I learned about the bedroom, it was from an old dude in middle school. It was, now, I phrased that poorly, and I know some of you are going to have some jokes. It was from a teacher. It was like from a gym coach, you know what I mean? In a classroom. I know you guys. Oh, I walked right into that one. Damn it. You should watch my words from you retards. It was in a classroom from a gym coach in like 5th or 6th grade or something like that. We got sex ed, right? All of us did. I am never living this down. Damn it. I can already see the chat. Damn it. But you guys know what I mean, right? But in the meantime, now today you've got this chick out there saying, I want these guys that haven't been with anybody, that don't know anything about it. I want them to just use me as a guinea pig. Same thing with the other girl. Now, granted, again, she has way too much makeup on. She's overly made up. But you take the makeup off, she's got straight teeth. She's not Quasimodo. There would be plenty of men that would make an honest woman out of her if you could, although those days are long gone. And instead, she wants to basically be tricked out by a bunch of high school dudes. Why this is gaining popularity, I don't know. But in the same token, it shows you that women are broken and they're gross and they're dirty and they're doing themselves a huge disservice. At the 2-hour, 21-minute point of the interview with Nuna Akua for Great Britain News, maybe that's there's no way they interviewed this bimbo for 2 hours. So maybe at the 2-minute, 21-second, and no, it's got to be, I don't know. Did they talk to this crazy chick for 2 hours? A right-wing news network similar to OAN or Newsmax, Bonnie was asked what led her to want to start an OnlyFools. I just wanted a better life. Wait, where's my button? Oh, that's kind of loud. I just wanted a better life, which means money. Bonnie was asked what, she said, I used to work at an office job 9 to 5. The 25-year-old workers shared. During a 2-week break in Australia, she started doing webcam shows and had a lot of fun, and it quickly escalated to making content for OnlyFools. When I started, I hadn't slept with many people, she continued, lying. It was more of a learning curve. When I first started, I'd fake it on camera all the time, she said. Then eventually she got tired of the content she was making and wanted to make something that was more relatable and educational. So now she's going to try to pretend and try to lie to everybody that she's doing this to educate young men. The internet exists. Education in school exists. We don't need you making this for education. Now, of course, she says, it gives me an opportunity to tell me what they like and use me as a guinea pig. And then I get to put it on the web pages for money. She makes roughly $750,000 a month. Lastly, I'll talk about this. You know, our favorite woman, I often talk about mental patient and dating coach Yana Hocking. I like Yana because she writes stories and she forgets. She's got a memory like a goldfish. And so she'll write one week how she's going to require all men that want to date her to spend $2,000 on her either on dinners and dates and lavish outings before she'll sleep with them. That was a real story she wrote. And then she'll write about dating a Mr. Big in New York City, where she brags about meeting this guy and within the evening has slept with him and the rest of it. So I doubt he spent $2,000 on dinner. Well, anyway, Yana is shocked. Shocked, I tell you.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
She says the new non-negotiable thing men are asking for before getting serious with a woman. Now, she honestly feels shocked about this. That's the part. The shocking part of this story is that she is shocked. The new non-negotiable thing men are asking for before getting serious with a woman. And I want you to see about it. She says, imagine my shock. When I was sitting at lunch the other day and my friend dropped a bombshell that stopped me mid-martini sip. She revealed that she'd been dating a guy for a couple of weeks now, and he popped the question. No, not that question. Rather, a question that, in the modern era, is the equivalent of asking someone to be your girlfriend. What is this earth-shattering, amazing question that he asked that made Yana say eek? That's not me. That's her literally saying right here, my first thought, eek. My second thought is, what has the dating world come to? What did this maniac, what did this crazy man ask for? He asked for an STD test. Oh my God. What is the world coming to? Is this what Yana can't believe? This is what the dating world is coming to. This is her first thought is eek, squeaking like a mouse. It felt transactional, she says. It felt clinical. Let's face it, she says, a little unsexy. Oh, how unattractive for a man to ask a woman to take a test before they start seriously getting into it in the bedroom. Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd. Women are so out of touch. They're so broken. They're so dirty that a man asking another woman before they get intimate and don't use protection that she gets tested so that they can have safe fun. And they don't necessarily have to wrap it every time, and that maybe they could start dating each other and be serious enough that they could relax and feel safe and in an environment where they can be a little more natural and trusting and enjoyable. Oh, how gross and awful. I don't even have to read the rest of this. That's literally what she says. And she says that her friend wasn't ready for that kind of commitment. I'm not ready for that kind of commitment to where we should get tested and maybe sleep together exclusively. The woman said that, not the guy trying to be safe, not the guy trying to be prepared, not the guy trying to do the right thing. He's not the one that said that. It was the woman that said, I don't think so. I
don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, sir.
I haven't used that button in a while. It's the guy that says, let's be careful, let's be safe, and could we maybe just sleep with each other? It's the woman that said no. It's the woman that said, I'm not ready for that type of, or ready for that level. It's the woman that said, I want to keep sleeping around. I'm not ready to just sleep with you exclusively or to just date you exclusively. Oh, how the turns have tabled in the young year of 2025 when men are trying to tell women to stop sleeping around, let's get tested, we'll settle in and do the right thing, and the women say, no, I'm not ready for that. Yana even says, but here's the kicker. She wasn't ready for that kind of commitment. In fact, she's also seeing another guy who is certainly not boyfriend material, but goodness, can that man give her an earth-shattering, O-face, happy place finish. So she's sleeping with one guy that is not boyfriend material, that is not a long-term material, but he's great in bed. So she's sleeping with him, and she's dating other men and sleeping with them, and she's saying, I'm not ready for any type of testing or commitment or anything else, and Yana is shocked that men wanted to test and settle down. I submit to you this. It's not men that are afraid of relationships because of settling down. Men are afraid of relationships because of marriage and divorce, and women are skeezy and sleazy and date around and sleep too many men, and women are too easy. That's why men aren't dating. Men aren't afraid necessarily of the commitment because in many cases, it's the men now that are looking for the commitment, and it's the women that are saying no. This young gentleman in this video, this young gentleman would love to have a girlfriend. I guarantee you, he's never been with a woman. He'd like a girlfriend. I bet he'd treat a girlfriend great. And a girl his age, 1,572. This woman, the married prison guard, she had a husband. She slept with a prisoner. It wasn't the guy that did the wrong. She did. This crazy chick going into Chick-fil-A, or Five Guys, she's the one being easy. He said, I'm holding off and I'm waiting for a serious relationship. Yana is shocked that men would want to get a test and be exclusive. And she's like, that freaks me out. How dare you? How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you ask for a test and to be exclusive and to date exclusively? How dare you? I forget what I'm doing over here. This is why I shouldn't drink so much before my streams. How dare you ask to be exclusive and to be romantic and to love each other and to settle down and have some sort of a normal relationship? How dare you? That stops me from sleeping with all these other men. Lastly, I'll leave it at that. This is the Whatever podcast. I don't watch their show. I've caught like one or two of them, and it's just a bunch of guys yelling at bimbos. That's really all it boils down to. It's kind of like Fresh and Fit, except these guys are white and they have a little bit different talking points. But this is from the Whatever podcast, and they make a good point. And so I thought I'd wrap things up with, and then I have a dating profile after this. I thought I'd wrap things up with this. He says, all you losing your minds that I do not think modern women deserve courtship. Watch this clip from our show. Some background. When this episode aired, she was 28, an average-looking woman, ordinary, normal, unassuming, with a normal job working at a law firm. She's not a content creator. She's not on OnlyFools, just a normal woman. She admits she goes on dates with all while sleeping with other men. There's no chance I'm being chivalrous, paying for dates, or putting in the effort for a woman who is sleeping with other men. In fact, I have zero interest in a woman if there's another guy in the picture. There would be no date at all. Her mindset is incredibly common even among, quote, normal women, especially if you meet them on a dating app. It's highly likely she's sleeping with another man. Promiscuity is rampant, and this idea that it's only a small percent of women is laughable. It's extremely common for men to encounter women who are involved with another man or multiple men. Men should proceed with caution when dating and avoid dating women who are not properly single. The point is that women who haven't held up their end of the deal still want a man to be traditional. They want men to put in the effort, but they don't deserve it. And prescriptively, men should withhold romantic gestures from undeserving women, or better yet, not even date them at all. The Whatever podcast is going MGTOW. They're going their own way. How many times in our type of communities where we say the juice isn't worth the squeeze and men are going their own way and they're not even dating anymore? This is why we joke around that all roads lead to men going their own way. The Whatever podcast is not traditionally a men going their own way type of situation. But the more of these women that they interview, the more of these women that they talk to, even the average everyday girl that works at the local coffee shop or the local whatever, library or teacher or whatever, they realize all women are going down this path to some degree, or at least the vast, vast majority of them. And you don't, if a woman says, oh, I'm dating somebody right now, but I'd be interested in going out with you, my answer is I don't compete with other men. I don't do that. That should be your answer as well. I don't compete with other men. Now, I know some of you that are like, I'm just sleeping with her. Do you want to sleep with somebody that's sleeping with somebody else? You don't know what that guy has. You don't know if that guy's got issues or raw dogging some sleazy whatevers. My answer would still be no. I like exclusivity when it comes to sleeping with people and being with one person at a time, just for safety and sanity's sake. A lot of guys will disagree with me. A lot of red pill dating coaches will say, oh, that's loser mentality. You need to sleep with as many women as you can and bed one right after the other. I just disagree with that. But the guys at whatever, and they're basically saying, look, it's not worth it. I don't compete with other men. I'm not going to bed you if you're with other men. I'm not going to date you if you're with other guys and putting money out there trying to win your affection if you're sleeping with other men. He literally says, again, men should withhold romantic gestures from undeserving women, or better yet, not even date them at all. That is literally the juice is not worth the squeeze, so go your own way. I think his name's Brian. I'm glad to know. I think this gentleman's name's Brian, if I remember. Anyway, it's good to hear that more people are joining the men going their own way mindset, because that's about all that's left anymore. Listen to this everyday average woman that's just your normal girl next door. Listen to her logic that if you're a guy that's not sleeping with everybody, you're probably a loser. But she is sleeping with everybody, and the guys that she wants is sleeping with everybody. That's a 10%er, as we all know.
If I went on a date with a guy who's single and he's not fucking any other girls, then I would be like, well, why isn't he?
And now this has the cringe music over top of it, and I don't know if it is copyright music or not, so I got to pause here for a minute. If she's dating a guy and he's not sleeping with a bunch of other women, my first thought is, why not? He must be a loser because he's not sleeping with all these women. That's broken. I'm sorry, that is broken and dirty. Women have completely lost the plot, complete and utterly. And again, this isn't a content creator. This isn't some OnlyFools chick. This is the girl next door that's just, I forget what he said her job was, but she's just working a normal job, working at a law firm. That's what he says, working at a law firm.
Like, what's wrong with him? Obviously, there's been some flags going off for other girls to make them avoid the situation. So, I mean, like, I personally would be like more inclined to want to go on a date, at least a first date,
with a guy who's
like normal.
So in her mind, a normal guy is the guy sleeping with everybody. That's what she just said. I'd be more inclined to go on a date with a guy that's normal, that's banging everybody. That's not normal, number one. And number two, that's a 10 or 20%er. That's a top guy. The other 80% of guys that aren't getting any action, that aren't getting any play, she's like, there must be something wrong with them. Well, yeah, they're not a top 20%er, so that's probably what's wrong with them. And they make good, rational decisions. They're not scumbags. They're not losers. They're guys that actually make good decisions and smart decisions with their life and have a modicum of self-control and maybe pride in themselves. And she says, that's not who I want. I want the normal guy that can sleep with everybody. Broken and dirty.
Like, yeah, who's like hooking up with girls and I'm hooking up with guys. Like, I mean, I feel like that's dating in 2022. Like,
so she feels that's dating in 2022. This is from a couple years ago. She's just hooking up with guys and he's hooking up with girls, and then that's dating. So then we start dating, and then I hook up with him and he's hooking up with other girls, and then I move on to somebody else. And I hook up with him and he's hooking up with other women, and then I move to somebody else. Again and again and again. The body count goes up. The number of partners goes up. The baggage goes up. The issues with pair bonding goes up. The ability to love somebody goes down. The odds of getting divorced goes up. They're broken. They're broken and they're dirty. And we can, at this point in time, you can say, well, not all women are like that. But honest question, if this girl who's 28, I think that's what he said. Yeah, 28. If a 28-year-old woman who's nearing the end of her 20s, and she will be entering the age of no egg status, when she views the world, and again, she's just a girl that works at a law firm. When her view is, I want the guys that are sleeping with everybody, and I'll sleep with them and I'll take my turn, and he'll take his turn on me, and then we'll move on. Can't we agree that if this is the average woman and the average woman is doing this, I think we could agree the average woman is dirty and broken, couldn't we? Now, there might be a lot of great girls out there that do not think like this and that are saving themselves and that are doing the right things. That's great, but you know what they're not doing? They're not going viral on social media because they're not putting themselves on social media as a broken individual. They're either not on social media or they're posting vacation pictures and pictures of them in, I don't know, going for a walk or their dog or something else online. So those don't go viral. What goes viral is these broken women. What gets all the clicks and all the attention are the broken women. That's all the videos that I have today. How many videos have I come across of men doing the same thing? 0. Because men can't do the same thing. Men have to work hard to get the attention of a woman. Where women just have to show up and go, well, I'm alive, I'm warm, and I'm available. And I know there's some of you that say I only need 2 out of those 3. Probably the armpit and foot guys. I'm sorry, but anyway. The whole point is, though, that it's the women that are out of control. And when you have a society of women like this, men's options become very, very poor. They may not be any less than they used to be, because it used to be, well, you date a nice girl, you get married, and you have a family, and then you die of old age. Now you could say, well, there's also divorce. But the young men now that aren't dating, like this guy here, one of the first ones we talked about, where this young gentleman here, maybe his odds are, I don't get to have a girlfriend. It's easier than ever to rent a woman right now. It is very easy to rent a woman. Ironically, this guy here, who's got his V card, could come down here and talk to her and she wants to get used by a guinea pig, he could have her for free. And she'd be happy because then she gets to have him and put it online and make money. So this guy doesn't pay a dime. He gets to have her, and which is also her. So he gets to have her for free. He doesn't even have to date her or buy her chocolates. She's just like, I'll use him as a guinea pig. I'll do him. Then I'll put this up on my OnlyFools account, and then I'll make money off of it. Do you see how weird and twisted and broken and dirty all of this is? When this guy can't get a girlfriend, but he can sleep with this woman for nothing, easily, without even taking her out for a coffee. And then she puts the video of that up online to make money off of it. And then you got women like her, Yana, that are shaming men for wanting to be exclusive. And then you got this chick that just wants to bang. She wants to sleep with and date and bang the guys that are sleeping and dating and banging everybody else. It's broken, and it's gross, and it's dirty. And you know who broke it? Dirty, broken women. That's who broke it. Change my mind. You can't. All right, let's do a dating profile of the day. For the dating profile of the day, this is Gabriella. She's 46 years old, and she's a teacher. Gabriella, 46 years old, a teacher. She says, hello, I'm Gabriella, and I work as a paraeducator. Let me zoom this in a little bit. I am going through a divorce, and I have 7 blessings, meaning children. I have 7 children, aged 10 years old to 14 months old. So she has a child that is 14 months old, and now she's going through a divorce with 7 other kids, or 7 kids in total. And what does she want? What does she need? Does she want a good man, a stable man to help love her and her children with a fresh start? No, she's looking for a younger man, no older than 25 years old. She has a high libido, and she needs someone that can keep up. So this mother of 7, who's 46 years old, wants a 25-year-old who has a high libido and can keep up with her. I prefer tall and fit men. Well, I'm sure you do. Other preferences include no drugs, no criminal record, no Asians, no Habibis, and I am done with black men, which infers at some point she dated black men and did not have very good luck with black men. I'm sorry, fellas. Horsey teeth here is not your type. Also, I'm sorry, Habibis and Asians. Now, the funniest thing about this is I want you to put a picture of a guy named John here, or Frank, or Bob. We'll put a picture of a Bob here. Hi, I'm Bob. I'm 46. I got a ton of kids, but I'm getting divorced. I need a young woman, no older than 25. I'm a horny old man, so I need a young 25-year-old, someone that can keep up with me. I prefer really hot women with large breasts. Also, no black women, no Asian women. Well, he wouldn't say Asian women. No black women, no, I don't know what. Trying to think of no Latino women, no Middle Eastern women. This, if that were a dude's profile, it would be taken down for harassing and hate speech or something or other. And the account would be locked within 24 hours because women would be complaining about it. You know this. Because if you said no black women or no whatever women, you know darn well that it would get flagged for being racist. But a woman that says it, well, it's just a preference. It's just a preference, everybody. Oh, you can't make this up, friends. You can't make this up. If you've made it in this far, I'm going to read your super chats in just a second. If you made it in this far, make sure to jump over to betterbachelor.locals.com. Please become a supporter today. It is $5 a month, $50 a year, which is about $4 a month if you want to do it for the yearly. We have a great group of men over there. We talk about all subjects underneath the sun. It's behind a paywall, so you can pretty much get away with almost anything when it comes to free speech and discussions. It keeps the fat feminists out and coming to show up and give us a hard time. We also, on Saturday nights and sometimes Fridays, we do movie nights, UFC events, we do football games, we do live streams where I just play it, we watch it, we have some drinks, we goof around, joke, have a good time. So make sure to come over, check it out today, betterbachelor.locals.com, and just click subscribe and try it once for $5. I think you'll like it over there. Anyway. We will leave it there, guys. I appreciate you all for popping in. As far as the live, not many live chats today. Mike Take says she has 7 black blessings. I don't know. It might be a rainbow. She's an educator, so she's all about the rainbow. She might be all the rainbow, but apparently one brother broke her heart, or something else. He broke something. He broke something, and so she's done with it. Brian says, from the white men, we will pass. I don't blame you there, brother. All right, gang. That's all I see for a live chat. I will leave it there. I'm probably just going to put this up unedited over on YouTube. Hopefully they will let me get away with some of the things I've said. We'll see. Otherwise, I'll have to yank it down and edit it. We will leave it there, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it. And we will see you in the next one.